All right, so today we're going to be talking about life right here in East Tennessee and some of the more unique things that Eastern Tennessee has to offer. Now, in this video, we're not going to be talking about, your typical stuff like golf courses and bowling alleys and, whatever. We're going to be talking about some of the things that I think that really aren't everywhere. Some of the things that are a little bit more unique to Tennessee. Let's dive right in, and the first thing I want to get to is the mountains, right? And this probably comes as no surprise to you. If you're watching this video about Eastern Tennessee, then you're probably interested in moving here because of the mountains, right? It's really pretty. But along with its beauty comes a ton of opportunities. And you've got, just all kinds of stuff you can do up there. And really, you can spend, so much time exploring new places and doing new things. So you can start off with hiking. It's something that's free, it's easy. Get your family in the outdoors. You can go see cool stuff like waterfalls, wildlife, plant life, really pretty views, all kinds of stuff. Or, if you're someone that's a little bit more adventurous, you're someone that likes to kind of interact with the wildlife, something super cool to get into is fly fishing. I started doing that, it's been years ago now, but man, it's opened me up to so much more of the park that I would have never gone there if not for, the fly fishing. And it's really cool because I'm a goal oriented person. So I love going up there and like putting my mind to something and, making it all work. But so many cool things have happened to me while fly fishing. I mean, I found just some really cool streams that, you get up there and you're away from all the trails and you just really kind of feel like, man, this is probably like what this mountain this is probably what this mountain was like before people got here. And that's such a cool feeling for me anyways. And also, like I said, you just have cool things happen to you while you're out there. Like I had a river otter swim through my legs once. That was super cool. We've seen bear, we've seen turkey, we've seen a lot of deer and stuff. So definitely check that out. There's a lot of fly shops too. So if that's, something that you want to maybe dip your toe in, hire a guide, have them take you out there, see if that's, something, your cup of tea, I guess. Something else that's cool to do up there is there's a lot of like white water kayaking, so there's a lot of like plunges and things like that people like to go to. That's not my thing. I'm not an adrenaline junkie by any means, but I think it is cool. And I see a lot of people out there. I've actually been talking to people, that come up from like Georgia and, a lot of other states just to kayak through, some of these parts of the Little River, Abrams Creek, and, different parts of East Tennessee like that as well. Along with the kayaking, something else that you can get into is, bike riding. A lot of people like to ride their bikes, through the mountains just because, you got a lot of really pretty views. Most of the roads in the mountains are going to run along a river. So, it just makes it really pretty. And then you've got a lot of people that just like to ride motorcycles and cars through the mountains, So, like I said, the mountains just provide so many opportunities. It's a really, really cool place to spend a lot of your time. It's healthy for you, get you outside, So that's really cool. Now, something else I want to talk about, staying on course with, kind of the outdoorsy theme, is all of the lakes that we have here in East Tennessee. Okay, now I know lakes aren't something that's unique to just Tennessee. You've got lakes everywhere. Most states have lakes. I get that. But what's cool about our area specifically is that we have like 8 major bodies of water, right? Just that, like from my house, within 45 minutes, I can be to 8 different huge bodies of water. Now, the way that our lakes work here is they're all dammed up sections of the Tennessee River, right? So TVA dammed up different sections of the Tennessee River, and then that's how we get like Fort Loudon Lake, Tellico Lake, Watts Bar Lake, all this different stuff. But what's cool about it is it just provides a lot of opportunity, right? So if you're into water sports, jet skiing, tubing, wakeboarding, skiing, whatever it is, man, there's so much of that here. And you can You can rent boats, you can keep your boat at a marina, you can trailer your boat like me. There's tons of different public, access spots for, you to put your boat in and out of. There's also a lot of public access if you don't have a boat and you just want to like take your kids to a park, maybe you want to let them go swim. There's lots of places you can go to do that. And so for that, I think that's why I'm adding, the lake life here. And lake life, like I said, it's really big here. I mean, in the summertime, you're going to see people pulling boats everywhere. Heck, you'll probably see me pulling my boat somewhere. So like I said, it's really big here. Something else that comes along with that lake life is the fishing scene. So if you're someone that's into fishing, man, this is such an underestimated fishery here in East Tennessee. You've got really good opportunity for just about every freshwater species. In fact, the only freshwater species that I can think of that you really don't have, opportunity for here is the northern pike. But we do have muskie here. You've got really good bass fishing. You've got, good trout fishing. You've got really good cat fishing. You have a chance to catch 120 plus pound catfish here. And if you're into big fish, also striper. I got a buddy, Mark Cooper. He's got a YouTube channel, Top Knox Fishing. You guys should check him out. He catches like 40, 50 pound striper. Man, these things are, massive. It's just really cool. So the fishing scenes here are great. If you're a bass guy, obviously bass are everywhere, but you got the Bassmaster Classic that comes here every year. So there's a big scene for that. There's always tournaments going on. And there's also a lot of tournaments for panfish too. Like if you're into crappie, like I know a guy, Matt, who runs, a crappie club, you guys could join that also. So the tradition, the culture here is very rich for, all things outdoorsy, but especially fishing. So if you're into fishing, this is a really cool place to do it. Now, something else that's really cool to do kind of in the outdoorsy world that Tennessee has to offer is all the off-roading. So if you're into ATVs, if you're into mountain biking, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, whatever it is, you've got, lots of cool opportunity here. And some of the two bigger ones, one is North Cumberland WMA. Man, there's over 100,000 acres of just, trails and stuff that you can go ride through. Really cool atmosphere. They've got campgrounds at the base, so you can stay in these campgrounds. You can actually rent side-by-sides too. My wife and I are probably going to do that next year for my birthday, but you can, stay in these campgrounds around a lot of other people that are doing the same stuff. And then during the day, man, you can go shred up through the mountains, get nice and muddy, and then come back and relax next to the fire and then go do it again the next day. That sounds like the best time ever. So you've got a lot of that here. You've also got Windrock. So Windrock, very similar. You've got a campground. I can't remember how many acres it is, but it's huge. It's a lot. And something else cool about Windrock too is that they're real big into mountain biking as well. So like if you're a mountain biker, man, that's a really cool place for you to go. I think that someone told me that the guy running Windrock now is a big time like mountain biker. So I think in the future there's plans to make it even better. But yeah, that's something I just recently learned, that mountain biking is really big here. You've also got a lot of other parks around too. You've got I think it's like Hawthorne Park. You've got Baker's Creek. There's one in Townsend. So, you've got a lot of others sprinkled around as well. Okay, and then I guess still staying on the outdoorsy thing, but maybe not so much because you would be in a car or a motorcycle. But anyways, my next thing I'm going to talk about is the car/motorcycle scene here. You guys may know this, you may not, but there is a world famous road 129, which is referred to as the Tail of the Dragon, right? People come from all over the country to ride their bikes and motorcycles through the Tail of the Dragon. It's a very popular place. In fact, they've shut it down several times to let professional drivers go through and, just shred through the dragon. And they've got several videos. I'll show you one here, but man, it's a really cool place. If you're into cars, if you're into motorcycles, I mean, it's a very cool scene. They do big, they have like big clubs, like they'll have like a Miata club or like a Porsche club or like a Corvette club or something like that, all go up through there. And there's even like a campground up in the Dragon. And one of our really good friends, he's huge into it. He's all like just about every weekend he's up at the Dragon, but they camp up there all the time. Like they have like 4th of July stuff and just all kinds of different events. So if you're into cars, motorcycles, like I said, super cool spot. And then you've also got a couple other really cool roads too. Like you've got the Parkway, which goes through the Great Smoky Mountains, kind of on the Townsend Wears Valley side. You've got the Cherahalla Skyway, which is like Tellico Plains into North Carolina. And then you've got a lot of local roads too that, if you're nice, the locals will tell you about. But it's one of those things you kind of learn. You find new roads here and there that aren't so popular. But man, like I said, the culture, the tradition. There's car shows all the time. If you're a motorcycle person, the Harley shop in Maryville, the Smoky Mountain Harley Davidson shop, I think that's one of like the biggest shops in America as far as like sales go. That's a great place to go. They organize tons of rides all the time, so it's a great place to go meet people. And they even have really cool events. So they have like a little music venue there called The Shed, and man, they've had some really good musicians come through there. They actually had Zach Bryan before he got huge. They've had Whiskey Myers come through there. So if you're into that kind of scene, that's a really cool place to go. And it's not like a rough and rowdy place. Like it's cool. I'm not a huge motorcycle or car guy. I mean, I would be if I had a ton of money to just spend on stuff. But I'm not huge on it. But I still think that that's a really cool, fun scene. I always enjoy myself. Moving on, I want to talk about something else. And now, so this is something that I just found out a few years ago that I think is really interesting. And that is that Tennessee, and more specifically Clinton, Tennessee, if you Google right now, best antiquing towns in America, Clinton pops up as in like the top 10. That's crazy. They actually have like antiquing festivals and all kinds of stuff out there. So if you're someone that likes, antiquing, boy, this is a great place for you, apparently. I love old stuff. I don't antique, but I bet if I, went to one of these events, I'd leave with some stuff. I'd just about guarantee you. So that's really cool. And then the next thing I want to talk about is sporting events. So like, there's not really anything unique here in Knoxville other than like our stadiums are huge. So like Neyland Stadium for the longest time was like the 4th largest football stadium in America. I think that it's kind of dropped down. I think they took some seating out to make it more comfortable. But I've had clients come in town who were big time NFL fans who've gone to tons of NFL stadiums or even lots of other college football stadiums, and everyone always raves about how good of an experience it is going to a football game at Neyland Stadium. I mean, you've got like the fireworks, the light shows, and the fans are just crazy. I mean, you cannot beat, SEC fans. They're loud, they're rowdy, and we love football here. So if that's something that's up your alley, man, you have to go to a game because it's so cool. And the same goes for our basketball team. Our basketball team has been really good for a long time, and Thompson Bowling Arena is a great stadium. It's home of the legendary Pat Summitt. You've also got the baseball stadium. They've been improving that, over the last year because, now that our baseball team has been doing really good, tons of people want to go. So, that's something that's coming along as well. And so the last thing that I'm going to go over here, and this is something that I don't think is super unique, but I wanted to throw it in there anyways because it's something that I think, people should experience when they come to the area. And I'm going to talk about downtown Knoxville. So downtown Knoxville is it's a cool little vibe. There's a little bit for everyone down there. If you like to have a drink or two, there's some really cool bars, there's some great restaurants, there's some cool little shops that you can go into, there's some ice cream places, there's, like some coffee shops. Tons of cool little places you can go to and really get that like city feel. You've got the big tall buildings and lots of people, and it's not going to be for everyone. And I don't find myself there often, but when I do go, I always enjoy it. It's fun to go like maybe once or twice a year, and just kind of experience something new, something different. And they have really cool events there too. Like they'll do like farmers markets. They have, a splash pad in the summertime so you can take your kids. They've got, people that play music out there. They do like a ball drop for New Year's Eve. They might have an ice skating rink, during the winter time. So, a cool little atmosphere to get out there and kind of get that city feel for a little bit, and then maybe skedaddle back to where you live. That's kind of what I do. But anyways, guys, I hope that this has been helpful. Maybe this has given you guys some ideas on things to do while you're here in Tennessee, or while whenever you're trying to decide, where your next place you're going to live is. Maybe this will help you guys out. If you want to talk about anything, feel free to give me a call. I'd love to help you guys however I can. Obviously I specialize in helping people, move to this area from other states. So if you have questions about, real estate or anything else, feel free to reach out to me. I have people that call me just about every day, and I absolutely love it. That's what I'm here for. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get to work on another video. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.